One of the most talked about moments of the night did not even happen on the stage, but it happened behind the scenes, involving the people who would sit in Donald Trump's box at the debate. The campaign apparently wanted to put Bill Clinton's alleged sexual assault victims front and center, but then the campaign was reportedly overruled by Frank Fahrenkopf, the debate commission's Republican co-chairman, leading some Trump supporters to suggest this is proof that the system is rigged. Jason Miller is the Trump campaign senior communications advisor. He's with me now. Jason, good to see you.
Megan, good evening.
So is it true that you guys wanted to sit the four women in the Trump's family box?
Well, absolutely. And we should have been allowed to, but that was yesterday, and now we're on to the rest of the campaign.
Do you feel like you were treated unfairly, given that Mark Cuban was allowed to sit in the front row for Hillary at the last debate?
Look, there have been a lot of issues with this debate commission, from the mic incident at the first debate to the incident last night. But despite all of that, and despite the pile-on, the 3-on-1 we had with the two moderators against Mr. Trump, so ultimately became a 3-on-1 during the debate. I thought he still did really well and won the debate. There was some rumbling about
Trump demanding that Frank Fahrenkopf be removed from the commission, not have anything further to do with these debates. Is that a position you guys are taking?
I don't know if anything formal has been said yet, but we're clearly not happy with some of the way things have been run so far.
But he's going to be in Vegas. Trump's showing up at that debate in Vegas.
Oh, I'm confident Trump will be there.
Okay. You have to ask with Trump. You never know.
we're ready to go. I mean, look, especially as well as he did in the first debate, as great as he did last night. I mean, going into this third debate, we have Chris Wallace. We'll be talking foreign policy, the opportunity to prosecute the case on Benghazi, go through the Russian reset, all of these absolute foreign policy disasters that Hillary has. This will be a great opportunity for Mr. Trump.
One of the things that Trump was saying just there was, we're going to make sure this election's not stolen. Why does he think there's a risk? What does that mean?
Well, I think what he's talking to is the fact that we have to make sure we turn out our people. We have to make sure we have voter integrity at the polls. We have to make sure that the reporting is fair and it's accurate, and we're making sure that we're getting the information to all of our people. They're not being fed false information. And we have to turn out and vote. I mean, that's ultimately what it's all about.
What do you make of the latest polls that show Trump behind 11 points behind Hillary Clinton in a four-person race, and 14 points behind her in a two-person race?
I love the fact that NBC seems to now be getting into the business of breaking the news and then also having the polls magically pop up.
No, we all do. We all both report the news and have polling operations.
Right.
It's not unusual.
Right. But this poll is an outlier. You look at the LA Times poll, which has us ahead by several points. There are a number of other, the Gravis poll from just a couple
But this is the one that was done entirely after the sex tape, the Access Hollywood tape, broke.
Yeah, but it was before last night's debate. And what we've seen for any of the tracking polls that we've seen, like the LA Times and others that we've been looking at, is the fact that this has been holding pretty consistent. And I think actually Mr. Trump will probably get a pretty nice bump after last night's debate. I mean, it was a big win for him. We felt very good. I'm not sure what your thoughts are, but we thought Hillary looked pretty rattled coming out of the debate. And so we're pretty excited about the next one, too.
What do you make? Earlier, Trump said today that if more tapes come out, like the one we saw, the Access Hollywood thing with Billy Bush, if more tapes come out, he says he's going to attack the Clintons on women. He will continue to attack Bill and Hillary Clinton. Why would that be, when, if you take the Access Hollywood tape, that was an NBC News release? It wasn't, the Clinton camp didn't have anything to do with that one.
Well, I think there are a couple of things here, taking a step back for a moment. Number one, on our side, we were calling out the hypocrisy of Hillary Clinton and her campaign with the constant low road. You played the clip beforehand of one will take the low road, we'll take the high road. Their campaign has been taking the low road this entire campaign. And so
she had a lot of choice words for him last night, too. She wasn't entirely up there, as she would have us believe.
Yeah, this was not.
And on the high road.
Yeah, this wasn't exactly a pillow fight.
The road had a little, it had some trips down, it had some trips back up. It was there mostly low.
But look, we're going to call it hypocrisy when we see it. We're not going to be shy about it. We're going to stand up. We're going to defend ourselves, and we're ready to fight back. Let's
talk about these four women specifically, because there's the one woman, three of the women accused Bill Clinton of sexual assault, allegations that were never proven in a court of law. And then one woman, Kathy Shelton, was herself a rape victim, not of Bill Clinton, a rape victim when she was 12 by some man, and Hillary Clinton was his court-appointed legal defender. And the case was plea bargained. He got off with time served, which was only a couple of months. Then she was heard on tape laughing about the case and some aspects of it on tape years later. Why does that speak to Hillary Clinton's character? And is it true that Roger Stone and his super PAC paid Kathy Shelton $2,500 to give her testimonial?
No, I've never heard anything about that. We certainly didn't pay.
Roger Stone says he did.
I have no. I can't speak for Roger Stone. I have no knowledge of anything like that. We certainly didn't go and pay anyone to join us yesterday. But this Kathy Shelton case really speaks to Hillary Clinton's character. Kathy Shelton, at the age of 12, was horribly raped. It was a very disturbing.
By an adult male.
It's a very disturbing case. And Hillary Clinton.
This is her in the blue, just for our audience. Go ahead.
Hillary Clinton had the option to take this case. She didn't have to go and take this case.
That's disputed. She says she was court appointed, and the prosecutor in the case agrees with her.
Okay, I'll disagree on that. She didn't have to take this case. Okay. She was able to essentially bring down the charges for the man who brutally raped Kathy Shelton. And as you said, there was audio recording where, as they were talking about the polygraph test, where Hillary Clinton was chuckling that she...
we have that. Can we listen to it?
Yeah, please.
Let's listen to it, where she's talking about the polygraph and how she no longer believed in it after this case. Listen.
Of course, he claimed that he didn't. All this stuff. He took a lie detector test. I had to take a polygraph, which he passed, which forever destroyed my faith in polygraphs. I handed it to Bailey Gibson. Well, this guy's ready to come from New York to prevent this miscarriage of justice.
Now, her defenders say she's laughing about the absurdities of the system.
Sounds pretty clear to me that she's laughing about the fact that she can't believe the results of this polygraph, because she definitely knew that this man
Why is that
guilty.
not excused by, you know, I used to be a lawyer for 9 years. You don't always believe in your client. You believe in the role a lawyer plays in the system.
I think this really becomes a character issue. This isn't something, we'll agree to disagree on this one, but this is not a case that she had to take. When you have someone who committed such a brutally horrific act of raping a 12-year-old, I think that becomes a character issue.
Last question.
This person wants to be a leader of the free world.
Donald Trump is out there saying Hillary attacked those women that we've been discussing viciously, that she attacked them viciously. She wasn't the only one. He did too. And here's a sampling of that. Watch.
Bill Clinton was the worst abuser of women ever to sit in the Oval Office. He was a predator.
Look at the trouble Bill Clinton got into with something that was totally unimportant, and they tried to impeach him, which was nonsense.
If they want to release more tapes saying inappropriate things, we'll continue to talk about Bill and Hillary Clinton doing inappropriate things.
I don't necessarily agree with his victims. The victims are terrible. The whole group, Paula Jones, Lewinsky, it's just a really unattractive group.
Bill Clinton sexually assaulted innocent women, and Hillary Clinton attacked those women viciously.
I think she's been through more than any woman should have to bear, everything public.
It was quite a change in tone by Mr. Trump.
Well, I think as Mr. Trump has learned more about these women's stories and about what has happened to them, not just from former President Clinton, but the bullying and the intimidation that they've received from the Clintons, I think that's informed his opinion a lot.
He finds them more attractive now? I mean, why is he out there calling them unattractive?
Look, I can't speak to previous comments, but I can tell you that now as he's learned their stories and he realizes, particularly in the case of Juanita Broaddrick, the amount of pain that she went through and the courage that she's had to step up and tell her story, it's a very compelling case.
But Juanita Broaddrick denied that he raped her. She denied under oath that Bill Clinton raped her, and then later she changed her tune. But for 21 years, she said it didn't happen. So how are the American public supposed to hold Hillary Clinton accountable for believing Juanita Broaddrick the first time in her under oath testimony that it didn't happen?
Well, I think she was intimidated. I think that this, but now what we're seeing is the courage.
But she came out, Juanita came out and told the FBI investigators that she wasn't intimidated, that no one from the White House ever pressured her or intimidated her.
If you look at the conviction, and the way that she's telling her story, there's no way someone can watch her interview. Breitbart posted an interview the other day of this. There's no way that someone can watch that and think that she's not telling the truth. I mean, this is a woman who has gone through a lot, and why would she be putting herself out there if this wasn't true?
Jason, great to see you.
Thanks, Maggie.
A pleasure.